Okay, hey guys, it's Elsianna here, and for fun, I'm gonna do the virtual cabin, and yeah. Well, again, if you want to read the tips, just pause the video. But we're doing the virtual cabin, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. First Friday the 13th movie was released in May 1980, a budget of $700,000, made almost $60 million at the box office. Good. Yeah. I cannot believe I actually had time to read that. So how was that? Oh dear God, what is this? If I get jump scared right now, talk to others. Like, viewers, if I get jump scared right now. Okay, there's the Choppa, and the Choppa's on the couch here. Blue Cap. The song that plays during Kristen Glover's idiosyncratic dance is Lion's Love is a Lie. However, during filming, it was AC/DC's Back in Black that was played on set in an interview. In an interview, Glover recounts the scene. Oh God. Glover recounts the scene. That was the dance I came up with for it. They did not use Back in Black in the soundtrack. It was certainly an unusual way to dance that piece of music. But the motions of the dance fit properly to that song and correctly synced. Good to know. As part of the Kickstarter campaign, this is Eric LaChappa. As part of the Kickstarter campaign, certain high-tier backers could not get their likeness included in the game. One such generous backer was Eric Jr. LaChappa. Eric J.R. LaChappa. LaChappa's best two stats are Repair, 10 out of 10, and Stealth, 8 out of 10. Gotcha. Let's go. Do I want to go talk about Chad and Bugsy first? Oh God. Bugsy Wilson and Chad Kensington. Since the inception of the project, the developers knew that the Friday the 13th experience had to be a multiplayer to capture the magic of the movies. The multiplayer experience is what got us the license, said co-creator Ronnie Hobbs. Sean S. Cunningham saw our game, saw it was multiplayer, and could essentially play it like the film. They had been wanting to make a Friday the 13th game for a long time too, but all they were ever pitched was single-player games. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, this is Stillwater. Good to know. Mask. This film featured a recasted Jason. Filmmakers discovered a 6'3", 250-pound nightclub owner named C.J. Graham. Graham was part of a hypnotist stage show whereby a magician would put audience members in a trance and ask them to imagine they were encountering Jason Voorhees. Graham would dress as Jason Voorhees and scare them in the middle of the hypnosis. The production team was impressed and cast Graham as Jason for the movie. Gotcha. Interesting. I never knew that before. At first, like, C.J. Graham played him in part 3, and that is when he donned the mask. Oh. Ooh. Tommy's fascination with masks served multiple purposes in this film. They were served as an homage to seminal special effects artists from Savini, as well as adding a darker layer to Tommy's character, providing an omen of things to come. According to screenwriter Barney Cohen, they also made a philosophical point about horror. That it is contagious. The horror that Jason dispenses can be passed to anyone. Okay. Corey Feldman was slated to reprise his role of Tommy Jarvis in this film. Unfortunately, being cast in 2 Spielberg movies had led to rescheduling conflicts. Compromise was reached in which the child actor would appear, but only in the opening sequence. Director Danny Steinman arranged for the crew to set up in Feldman's backyard. They put up extra bushes and had a rain machine and wrapped the shoot in 2 hours. Nice. So the first one over there is part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. Part 6, 7, and 8, actually, but one of the most emblematic moments of this movie was the scene where this is part 8 mask. This is the part 8 mask. Was the scene of Jason in Times Square. Kane Hodder, who played Jason, stayed in character the whole time. There were hundreds of people on both sides of the street watching the filming. With one quick look from Jason, the crowd would scream, cheer, and go wild. Good to know. What's this? E. Mask display. Collection of masks Jason wore from Friday the 13th series. Oh. Is that all this is? Yeah, that's all that is. Alright, good to know. I'm all freaked. Wrong thing. So right now I'm watching, I'm gonna do a playthrough I'm watching a playthrough of the video. This video along with the game. Oh, hold on. Let me go downstairs for a second. Apparently, that was FD. Hold on. Newspaper. The part of young Jason was played by Ari Lechman. Original director Sean Cunningham wanted to cast his son Noel. Noel's mother did not want her son to spend hours in a freezing New Jersey lake during fall. I think that's fair. What does that say? Word guess. I don't know what that says. Second day of blaze, arson suspected. 7 camp counselors killed by local woman in brutal mass murder. Okay then. Something here. Fashion magazine. The role of Jason was played by at least 4 different people in part 2. The unmasked and hairy version of Jason was played by Warrington Gillette, sorry. Steve Descavawit, I don't know how to pronounce that. If you guys know how to pronounce that, let me know. Did Jason's stunts for the majority of the movie. Jerry Wallace, who's credited as the Prowler, is said to have played the role in certain scenes. FX artist Carl Fullerton may have also appeared as Jason in the film, as evidenced by a behind-the-scenes photo. However, the very first appearance of Jason was played by costume designer Ellen Letter in a shot of Jason's feet walking towards Alice's apartment. Oh. I did not know that was a woman. I mean, it's not the first thing I've heard where it's a woman playing it. Ooh, what is this? Oh! Counts. Yeah! What is this? What? Who are these people? Oh, these are so devs. These are devs. Alright. Oh, hello. These are devs. Dude, these are devs. Okay. This is a famous YouTuber, so there's references to YouTubers and the devs in here. So these are references to devs and YouTubers. Because H2O Delirious is a famous YouTuber. I know that because I watch his videos all the time. CD. Who nicknamed someone CD? Big Gay Ryan. Oh my god. Jason R. Chandler. Alright. Nickname is Max Force 357. Why? Apparently we can call him Chase. Oh my god. Woohoo! Johnny Anarchy. Gotcha. I'm starting to remember. I'm starting to realize where some people got their names from. Diana Prince, really? Really, guys? You're not trying. Diana Prince, if you guys don't know what I'm referencing there, it's Wonder Woman. Diana Prince is Wonder Woman. Mark Reese, I believe, is also a YouTuber. Eric LaChapa. Everything will be okay. Nice. D Money. Gotcha. Of course it is. Brandon Chad Wilson. Nice. Bugsy. Nice. Got it. No, now we know where we got Bugsy from. Nice. Got Bugsy. Got Adam. Yep. Adam Palomino. Yeah, there it is. Gotcha. Kenny Rydell. Nice. Whoa! Stop it! Stop it! What is happening right now? What is this? Stop it. Jeez. I don't know. Okay. Jonathan and whatever the hell that says. I can't read it. Norfleet. Okay. Zane Christian Shipper. McBean. Gotcha. Charmaine Moose. Nickname is Crumb. Appropriate. Keith Andrew Perry. KP? Yeah, Keith Perry. Yeah. JP Blunt. Pfeiffer. Paul Pfeiffer. Broomstick Miko. Weird. Stop it! 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 That's not funny. Rye. Appropriate. These are interesting. If you guys want to read these, take a second, pause it, and rate it yourself, because I'll leave it on the screen for a couple minutes. What the hell is happening right now? And I don't know where I was because of that. Amira G. AMG. I can help you find your marbles. Oh, good to know. Thanks, Amira. To look at this guy, yeah. Look at you. Yeah, I did. Nickname is Jimmy the Goat. Why? Can't think of anything. Nice. Hold on, my mouse is in the way for that. Oh! Horror Inc. Horror Inc. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Just have it. His name is Dawn. Okay. Like, I will leave it on screen for just a second. Long enough for you guys to pause and read it yourself. Nope, just read that. His name is Tiger. Welcome to camp. Ha, that's funny. Wow, that is a frightening image. It's just not looking at some of these right before you go to bed. They are some of them are kind of unsettling. Jesus Christ. Fucking Christ. It scared me. Trauma. I read that. TJ. Tristan James Peters, yeah. Where was I? Here. Sea Dog. Gareth James Nightingale. Wait, what is that about Jason? Nice. I don't... I don't want to open the door. Are you kidding me? No, the door's not being opened. Hi, Deborah. I'm not gonna open that right yet. Deborah Kim. Deborah Kim. Friday the 13th game features a wide range of voiceover talent. The counselor Deborah Kim is voiced by veteran Christina V, who has helped voice many popular animated and film projects. Good enough. There's a newspaper over here, so I'm gonna... Somewhere? Here it is. Developing story. The body of Friday the 13th murderer missing. The mythos of Jason lies somewhere between the natural and supernatural. He is a man who can be cut and killed, but is also a boy who survived drowning. In one telling, in his immortal dark tale, in one telling, his immortal dark heart switches hosts. In another, he is woundable adversary. Like a good campfire story, the definitive truth is always just out of reach. Okay. Actually, let's see what's on the other side of this. Weak. Weird guess. We're weak. So, okay. Oh, word guess week 2. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and read that. Oh, so freak if you can open the fridge. Well, what's up, Deborah? The Big Apple. From a watery start to a toxic end, Jason spent Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, covered in goo. According to Kane Hodder, they put slime on him in every single shot. He was wet the entire movie. Yeah, I remember that. Wine bottle. After hooking up with Tina, Crispin Glover's character Jimmy goes downstairs for a celebratory bottle of wine. Not having the means to open the bottle, he calls out for a corkscrew. Jason obliges by slamming it into his hand before hacking him in the face with a meat cleaver. You should be more careful what you wish for in a Friday the 13th film. That is true. I remember that. He calls out to his friend, "Hey, where's the corkscrew?" Jason and puts a corkscrew right in his hand. It's like, found it. Yeah. Tina is the character that Tiffany Cox was based on. I'm kind of playing off the game here to see where the hell I'm going. Okay. What? Yeah, okay, I'm busy. Okay, so according to this, we go up. Cannot see a goddamn thing. What? Weird. Which, for God's sakes, internet. I need to know what room he goes into. He goes to one of the rooms. I'm gonna go see which one. Okay. It's the first one on the right here. I know what's in there, but I'm gonna take off my headphones just in case it's loud. What we get in the game. The MPAA Ratings Board, Motion Picture Association of America, and the Friday the 13th franchise has long had a cat and mouse relationship. Director John Carl Buechler? I don't know. Buechler, I think, has publicly vented his frustration with the amount of footage that had to be cut to attain an R rating. For Buechler, the gore had a purpose. Comparing the removal of it would be like telling a joke without a punchline. Okay. Okay. We got car keys. We got Jason's pig splitter. Like the movies that preceded it, Friday the 13th, the game had its own problems with censors. Germany's ratings board, the USK, found the game so violent that they rejected the game at launch. Okay. Yeah. There's a medical spray here. There's a med spray here. I want to take a look at the med spray. I want to look at the med spray. I want to look at the med spray. After menacing the crew of the Grendel, Jason is shot to death by an android the android KM-14. With half a body and half a head, Jason falls onto a nanoped bay that super heals the killer. With future technology, Jason is reborn as Uber Jason. Same bloodthirst, but deadlier. Nearly indestructible, and with limited movement for actor Kane Hodder. The full body suit looked sharp but had a limited range of motion on account of all the metallic pieces. Right. Spear. This is actually a piece of the gate in Friday the 13th Part 6. This is actually not a spear, it's a piece of a gate. It's a piece of the fence post that Tommy ripped off the fence and stabbed Jason with during a lightning storm. Anyway. Many kills in the game take their inspiration and origin from the movies. The kill where Jason spears a counselor in the face, for example, is a reference to the VW bug scene with Nancy McLaughlin in Part 6. Okay. There's another med spray here. Hold on. Alice, the heroine of the first movie, was played by Adrienne King. Her appearance in Part 2 was cut short when Jason shoves an ice pick through her temple. The collapsible ice pick prop was not checked properly and on one take did not retract. Thankfully, King was injured and didn't need any med spray. I would like to know how practical med spray is anyway. Oh. Flare gun. Among the most interesting deaths in Part 5 was a road flare death. In the scene, two greasers Vinny and Pete, are stranded along the road in the woods. A common enough occurrence in the world of Friday the 13th. Jason ambushes the two and shoves a rogue flare in Vinny's mouth. For the special effects shot, they made a latex version of Vinny's head and jammed the rogue flare in the mouth, making a horrific red glow. Ooh. Freaky. Okay, there's nothing else I can look at on that table. We got a baseball bat here. Kane Hodder did the motion capture for Jason's kills. He is known for his intensity and dedication to his craft. For some of the weapon kills, the mocap team created a dummy for Hodder to physically hit with rubber bats. According to developer Ronnie Hobbs, a problem quickly arose. That dummy didn't last a week. Every morning, the prop people would duct tape it back together because Kane would just beat the shit out of it. Lovely. Lovely. There's a knife here. Throughout his career, Tom Savini has been called many things, perhaps most adoringly the Sultan of Splatter. Dev Ronnie Hobbs gave the rationale for the adulation this way. People always say there's a million ways you can slice this rope, but only one right way, and that's Savini's way. Good to know. Hold on. Yeah, I see the bear trap. The novel Friday the 13th, Hate, Kill, Repeat, sets the stage for the FBI sting that occurs at the beginning of part I. What is IX? It's not part 8. 7? No. What is IX? Oh no. Part 9. Part 9. IX is part 9, right? It has to be. Back to this in a sec. Yeah, part 9. Jason Goes to Hell. Oh, hold on. I didn't even read that. I actually didn't even finish reading that. Sorry, part IX. In the epilogue of the novel, the FBI have discovered that Jason does in fact exist and goes about setting a trap to send him straight to hell. Okay. That was a weird glitch. Jump scare. I don't want to be jump scared. The iconic stinger in part 1, where boy Jason springs from the lake, helped spawn a franchise. According to special effects legend Tom Savini, the origin of the scene started as a conversation he had with director Sean Cunningham. Savini had just seen Carrie and had been impressed with the stinger at the end. He suggested that once the killer had died and the audience was relaxed, boy Jason should jump out of the lake and attack Alice. Cunningham agreed, and a legend was born. Wow. I just want to watch this video for a second. I know this video is probably not very interesting to you guys, but it's fun for me, so. Don't be surprised if that's all this video is going to be, is... Okay. You're lucky, game. Bed. Like other movies in the series, Part 2 had a difficult time receiving an R rating from the Motion Picture Association of America. An X rating was only avoided once 48 seconds had been trimmed. One scene that raised the ire of censors particularly was the murder scene of Jeff and Sandra, impaled by a spear while having sex in a bed. That is true. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. And I can look at the sign. Camp Crystal Lake location. No two Friday the 13th have filmed Crystal Lake at the same lake. Okay. Alright, where are you going now? Wait, hold on. Apparently there's a, didn't see the Tommy radio. Radio to call Tommy Jarvis. Throughout the series... Oh, I didn't realize it was playing. The video was still playing. Throughout the series, Harry Manfredini's iconic Kiki Ki Ma 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 has been used to underscore Jason's presence. In Part 5, this sonic moniker is subverted. Tommy Jarvis, driven mad by the hallucinations of Jason, rises from his hospital bed as the VO whispers, "Kiki ki ta ta ta," as he opens the drawer to see the hockey mask waiting for him. Ki is for kill and ta is for Tommy. So kill Tommy. Interesting. Tommy Jarvis' desk. The role of Tommy Jarvis is one of the few recurring protagonists in the series, showing up in 3 movies, albeit by 3 different actors. Young Tommy's interest in Matt serves as an homage to Tom Savini. Homage, whatever. Shut up. Oh, viewers. Newspaper. Friday. Murderer strikes cafe. What? Cafe owner and wife found slain. Oh, this is the characters from Part 3. This is the this is the characters from Part 3. The store owner and his wife. The one where you keep getting jump scared by the animals. Friday the 13th Part 3 is the first movie in the series to break the date implied in the title. The film picks up the day after the events of Part 2, making it Saturday the 14th. And while there are a few scenes on Saturday, the majority of the film takes place on the following day, Sunday the 15th. Lovely. Oh god. Jason is dead. 2-for-1 burger sale. Oh. Nice. Sus. Summer camp. I can't read that. Your sleeping bag will be your murder? Or grave. Your sleeping bag will be your what? I don't know what it says. Slasher Volume 101. Slasher Volume 1. Summer Camp. Even before they had the license, developers Even before they had the license, the developers at Gun Media intended to write a love letter to the Friday series. I knew they needed legends to do it. Speaking of their early days, co-creator Ronnie Hobbs didn't miss all along for Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp was to get Tom Savini, Kane Hodder, and Harry Manfredini. We knew that we needed those guys aboard. We couldn't do it ourselves. Nice. Oh god. Yeah, if you guys want to have the game, you can do that yourself. I remember in the playthrough, he was going over here. And there's apparently, yeah, there's some stuff over here. What? Oh my, breaking. Jason Voorhees slain. Oh. Is he now? Jason Voorhees slain. According to director Joseph Zito, he and the cast believed Part 4, I've used 4. Part 4 to be the final film. Not only was the title The Final Friday, or the final chapter, the script called for Jason's head to be split open in the final kill. Even Harry Manfredini's musical cue for the final scene was named La Muerte de Jason. So, in Latin that means the death of Jason. Let's look at this cup, shall we? What is it about this mug? The release of Friday the 13th, the game, was stated for early 2017, a time frame that managed both to be wide and for some fans vague. This ambiguity caused quite a bit of energy to be directed at Gun Media, in particular at the community manager Ben Strauss. I'm sorry this virtual cabin exploration is not as fun as it looks, but I'm sorry, I just wanted to do it. It's actually become a meme within our community, said Strauss. Someone sent me a mug that said early 2017 on it in Friday the 13th font. Interesting. More stuff on the coffee table. Travel brochure. SS Lazarus. Call for a chance to win a free cruise. The Lazarus, that is the ship they sailed on in Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason takes a nap. I don't know what this says. The original draft of Rob Heaton's script had some ambitious plans, including a boxing match in Madison Square Garden, crane shots in Times Square, and a chase scene across Brooklyn Bridge. The budget, however, quickly became an issue. Ultimately, much of the movie was filmed on a ship named the SS Princess Patricia in Vancouver, and leading many in the cast and crew to dub the movie Jason Takes Vancouver. Right, yes. Originally, yeah, it was supposed to be a ship in Vancouver. I read that somewhere. I don't remember where. Yeah. The Lazarus is I'm glad they changed it to Lazarus. So that's over here. Well, tell me you can read that. No? I don't know what that fucking one. I don't know what that one's the piece of paper says, but I really want to read it, but I don't know what it says. A Long Night at Camp Blood, Part 2. The screenplay for the original Friday the 13th was originally titled A Long Night at Camp Blood. Director Cunningham, however, had always wanted the name of the movie to be Friday the 13th, even before he had finished the script. Cunningham took an advertisement out in trade publication to stake his claim to the popular idiom. The new title was successful, although you can still see references to Camp Blood sprinkled throughout the series. Yeah, the people keep calling the movie the Camp Blood. It's like, oh, you're going to Camp Blood, ain't ya? What's this? I don't want to be stuck in the corner. Why am I stuck in the corner? Interesting. That is true, though. The film took place Friday the 15th. What is this stuff? Can't look at that. Guess we're going downstairs. If I get jump scared, I'm gonna be really mad. I'm not gonna be a happy camper if I get jump scared. I looked at that. Oh. I didn't look at the coffee table in front of the chopper. I'm not going outside, no. Ooh. I gotta look at this. Woo! Zombies. Huh? Fanzine magazine. In part 3, Debbie and Andy, played by Tracy Savage and Jeffrey Rogers, canoodle in a hammock. After returning from a shower, Debbie lounges in the Fangoria magazine. She flips past an article about Tom Savini, the man behind many of the classic Friday special effects. Unluckily for her, Jason was hiding with a knife beneath the hammock. Yeah. And Debbie was actually pregnant, too. Double vision. Actress Camilla Moore auditioned for the role of Samantha. When the filmmakers discovered that she had a twin sister, Carrie, they offered them both the foxy roles of Tina and Terry. This is not the first time Camilla and Carrie's acted together. They both have already starred in Double Mint Gum commercials. Oh god. Double Mint Gum, really? Interesting. Oh. Okay, we looked at that. I'm just gonna stand here until we figure out what that is. So I know what the password is now. It's my mother. The computer? I didn't exactly read that. I'm gonna go over and check it out myself. Get where the computer is here. It's over here. I open that room? I'm gonna go into that room because I don't remember opening that. Sheriff badge. Departed Deputy Winslow was played by Jack Marks. The deputy drives through the forest before stumbling upon Jason's shack. Unfortunately, the actor Jack Marks never learned to drive. On set, he was given a few driving lessons, but Marks found his moments behind the wheel scariest of the entire film shoot. Gotcha. That's the wheelchair. Is there anything else? Oh. Yeah, police car. Police car. That's the same thing. Like, both say the same thing? Yeah. Okay. One of the most popular kills in the series can be found in Friday the 13th Part 2. It involves the lovable wheelchair-bound jock, Mark. Confined to the wheelchair by a motorcycle accident, Mark remains optimistic that he might walk again. Mark took a machete to the face, causing him to roll backwards down a long flight of stairs. It is a classic kill in the series, made even more notable that it is the first time Jason kills someone with his signature machete. Right, yeah. No mask in here. Oh no, this is part 3 kill. This is part 3 mask. During the pre-production of Friday the 13th, part 3, director Steve Miner called for a makeup test on Jason to get the idea of what he would look like this time. Instead of applying the rigorous makeup to the actor just for the test, they tried out a red Detroit Wings hockey mask from 3D effects supervisor Martin J. Sadoff's bag of hockey gear, and liked what they saw, then created a new mask. Okay. So what is this? I hate you, game. I absolutely hate you, game. I'm leaving the room. Okay. Can't walk past that stupid thing though. Without it trying to fucking kill me. I don't think I can leave the game. What is this? Raft. In part 4, Judy Aronson plays Sam, free-spirited teenager who was impaled while taking a late-night lounge on the raft. Special effects shot required Aronson to be submerged in a near-freezing lake for the entire shoot. This caused the actor to contract hypothermia. Ironically, Ted White, the actor playing Jason, came to her rescue, convincing the director to let her out of the frigid waters. Oh. So we'll just sneak by the room. just frightened me. I don't know where I'm going after this. Upstairs to the back room, apparently. What's this? Jessica. Director Adam Marcus wanted to turn the series back to themes of family. The character of Jessica Kimball is the daughter of Diana Kimball, who is a half-sister of Jason Voorhees. I think that's from the remake. I don't... Maybe I'm wrong. Allie. The role of Allie, a tough member of a local biker gang, was played by actors named, approximately enough, Nick Savage. It's a rough movie for Allie. His bike is damaged, his friends are killed, and he gets his arm chopped off before being hatcheted to death. In an alternate ending, he survives, but that footage, like Allie himself, is cut. Hilarious. Jason. Ooh, weird. It's funny. After the success of the first movie, Frank Mancuso Sr., the CEO of Paramount Pictures... What the hell was that? CEO of Paramount Pictures... Oh, it's somebody out the window. Wanted to make the franchise into a serial with each movie having different story. But it was reportedly Phil Scudry, Steve Minasian, and Bob Barsamian, who insisted that the sequel have Jason Voorhees. Okay. Do I remember this way? A depiction of the final scene set at the Voorhees house. What? Okay, is that the remake or what is that? I'm going to take off my headphones again really quick so there's a jump scare, and then I'm going to continue. Actually, I might even need to go into the jump scare. Apparently there's a jump scare here, but I'm not going to do it. Because I don't want to. What's this? Unger report. John Shepard played the shell-shocked Tommy Jarvis in the 5th film, A New Beginning. Tommy, psychologically damaged by his run with Jason in the final chapter, is sent to treatment facility called Pinehurst Halfway Home. Shepard took the role seriously, spending a few months volunteering at a state mental hospital to prepare. Isn't that nice? We're gonna leave now? Oh no. How that does. Okay, so apparently, I went back and looked. Apparently, we're supposed to grab the blue cap. Now we go back. That room in the back of the kitchen.
What was the creepiest part about working on the game?
Oh, for sure, the phone calls.
Okay, sorry, that was great. Can you start over, but this time incorporate the question into your answer?
My bad, yeah. So the creepiest part about working on this game was I get these weird phone calls to my personal phone. We worked on the game for almost, I think it was about 3 years. And every single Friday the 13th, we would get these calls from someone. At first, I thought it was someone at the studio, Paul or Dan or something, but it had to be like an F-13 fanboy or something. They would use this voice distortion and claim to be Pamela warning us to honor the memory of her son. Sometimes they would just laugh into the phone and hang up, but most of the times they would just, complain about the game taking so long.
That doesn't sound that creepy.
It wasn't until one time I called the number back and heard this.
Okay, so I guess we have to do certain things here. The only way to get certain stuff done, I guess, is...
Sweet. Well, now you know the virtual cabin goes a little deeper than we let on. There are quite a few more like secrets left to discover. We hid some content in this cabin that will not be easy to unlock. You'll really have to think outside the box.
So like a puzzle game.
Think of this less like a puzzle game designed to get through in like an afternoon, and more like an experience for our community to get to know the movies better, or for the hardcore fans to test their knowledge. That might be too much to say, but we could always cut that out later, right?
Mm-hmm. And how will players know when they've uncovered all the secrets?
It should be pretty obvious.
Record player. Being an avid David Bowie fan. Frank Mancuso. What the hell was that? This is Jenny. The character Jenny Myers, known as the girl next door, is voiced by the talented Christina Klebb. Unlike her character, Christina is a bit of a traveler. Born in New York, Klebb spent her formative years in Germany, France, and Italy. No? What was this? I don't know. I didn't have time to read that, actually. Chris from part 3. Actress Dana Kimmel played the scared but tenacious heroine Chris. Marguerite Happy, however, played... What? Marguerite Happy, however, played her stunt double. Okay. Okay. I mean... Got it. Here's some devs. Got some devs. Who wants to look in the trash can? I don't want to look in the trash can. Tiffany Cox and Kenny Rydell. So they're the couple, huh? Gotcha. The Spring Break 1984 Clothing Pack DLC introduced skimpy swimsuits and a new challenge for the art team at Elphonic. In an interview, art director Cole Gray stated, "We hadn't built the system originally for the customization of swimsuits. We've had to overhaul how characters function fundamentally. It has to do with a much larger scope of work that involves a gore system. So now we have to have a bunch of new clothes that work with the way our characters pop. Our characters are essentially crash test dummies. They had to break apart at certain locations. It was a bit of a challenge." Okay. So Kenny Rydell and Tiffany. Kenny and Tiffany are a couple. Gotcha. As are Adam and... I'm picking some of the stuff up because apparently we need to. There are over 100 licensed Friday the 13th products and toys. Together, they have grossed more than $125 million in revenue. Gotcha. Jason, this is Steven. I'm assuming the character that Bugsy was based on. Only 2 actors have appeared in both the film series and TV series. John Shepard and John D. Lee-May, who plays Steven. Both are named John and both improbably survived. Gotcha. One of the most memorable series. One of the most memorable characters in the series is bounty hunter and self-stylized cowboy Creighton Duke, played by Stephen Williams. The scene in Part 9 in which Duke breaks John D. Lee-May's fingers in prison is director Adam Marcus's favorite scene in the movie. This is a script. How far away? Fucking snake. After coming up with the name Friday the 13th, director Sean Cunningham determined that what new movie it would be about. According to Cunningham, there was a little time to waste on conventional things like character and plot. Next big decision was setting, and the answer was summer camp. Gotcha. To promote this movie, Paramount had an advertising campaign with Jason splashing through the iconic I Love New York logo. It was later abandoned when New York Tourism Committee filed a complaint. say. Screenwriter Todd Farmer makes a cameo in his own movie as the character Dallas. Dallas. Luckily, they used a stuntman for the scene where Jason smashes Dallas into a wall. Unluckily, the stuntman who took the hit broke his nose. Oh. Which one is Dallas? I can't remember. Which one is Dallas? I can barely read it. I can barely read the script, so like I don't know what part this is. Dallas? No, that's not Dallas. What's this? Friendliness, sportsmanship, integrity, courage, self-reliance, tolerance. Character traits. One lesson developers of Friday the 13th the game learned is that sometimes the absence of a trait can be more interesting. In a PAX panel, Friday the 13th the game consultant Adam Sessler I lost my place. Unpacked it this way. If you think about a slasher film, you don't have 7 smart, talented, athletic counselors that are up against Jason. They all maybe have a benefit here and there. But on the whole they kind of suck. That's a part of the fun of the movie. One thing I've learned in the course of playing the game is when things go wrong, it's actually more fun. This is the one that locked, right? Yeah, it is. Hold on, we do gotta go back in. Would you go in the room, please? And this is why I hate 2-person. 3rd person. Where'd Jason go? Did I pick him up already? No. Where's Jason? Weird. Guys, we lost Jason. Come on, this has gotta be a dip. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where this goes. Her. Yeah. Alley. Okay. Oh, shut up, Snake. Okay. Wait 1 second. Just give me a second, guys. Hey! Get out! Second, guys. My dog got in. And that's salt. Nice. Done. Now what? There is a mask in the fireplace. Yeah, I see it now. For this movie, special effects team led by Greg Gotero went for a mutated, disease-look Jason. The theory was that the husky mask had been on Jason for so long that skin had grown around it. The difficulty was that Kane Hodder couldn't take the mask off between takes. Kane Hodder had to do the entire shoot, all the stunts, and by breathing his own exhaled air. Lovely. Flame. The most requested playable Jason was director Adam Marcus and actor Kane Hodder's version in Jason Goes to Hell. This is ironic given how little screen time the movie gives to the corporeal Jason. That's true. Well, let me look at my... Where's the other mask I saw? In the box, that's it. In the box, in the room where the snake is. What's there a random pole there? It's a dumb place for a pole. Why am I fucking... Okay. Mask displayed upstairs. Wait. Yeah. It's gonna be really boring for you guys. Okay, let's go over to the list, huh? This is part 3. Okay, I'm gonna... E. Five. Six. Okay, that's 9. 6. 6. 7. 7? Was that 3? No, that's not 3 because that came... 3 came out before the movie. Before the Mark there got his mask. Tip 9. 6, 7? Seems like that. No, one of these is 8. Let me get another look at this one. What the hell is falling off my desk? One of the most important. This is part 8. Means I haven't found part 6? Yeah, okay. 9. No, this isn't part 7. It's part 6. Part 7 was the first film with Kane Hodder, so Graham, just whatever. Graham was not the first one. 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing 8, 9. Yeah, that's right. That is right. Or is it the other way? There's the other mask. It's in the tent in this room. Where the hell the hall is? Looking for the hallway. There it is, right there. This one, control. Really? Really? I can't get a look at this thing? Thank you. In one scene in part 6. In one scene in part 6, a group of campers are shown to be sleeping in a cabin. The camera pans over to a little girl who's fallen asleep reading John Paul Sartre's novel, No Exit. The novel is about 3 people spending eternity together in a small room and ends up with the revelation. Hell is other people. Quite an odd book for a child to be reading. I completely agree. God's sakes. I always said any of the films I did was as Jason would always warn. I'd always warn the actors, and they always thought I was it was kind of a joke, but I was very serious, saying then when it comes time for your death, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be a little rough. I'm not going to hurt you, though I'm not going to hurt you, but it's going to be a little rougher than you expect. And sometimes they were quite tentative about it. But then when they saw the final product, oh, I'm so glad you did it like that, because it looks so much better. Kane Hodder, Friday the 13th, the game. Kickstarter video, October 13th, 2015. Nice. Is that right? The yo-yo goes in there. Jesus. Hold on. I messed something up. That is part... What? That is part 8. 7, 8, 9. This is 4. Maybe this is 6. Hold on. No, not 6. No, yeah. Well, maybe that one's 6 over there. No. What? What? No, it's definitely... This is definitely part 9. Right? It's definitely part 9. It's definitely part 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, that's the part 9. That's part 4. 3, 4, 5, 6... 9. What the hell am I missing? Hold on. Let me get a look at this thing. 3, 4. Is that part 6, actually? Actually, I think part... Hold on. Let me go over here. Sure, it looks more run down, but still, I want you to look at this. No, yeah, because that is part 7. No, it's part 7. What? Part 4. First of 4. What is this one? Okay, so I think these are messed up. Yeah, these are messed up. Come here. Can't. Really? I think it goes from right to left. Right, maybe. Nope. 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 That's 6. Nope, 7. It's 8. 6. Oh my god, okay. Okay, game. Starting to regret playing the what's it called now. Yeah, no, that's right. Maybe not. Maybe hold on. I'm gonna watch and see how they do it. Wait, hold on. What? Oh. Maybe take off the mask? Okay. The video I'm watching is telling me to take off. Thanks. Okay. Getting things better done. Was that chicken? I don't know. Against Haven. People in the kitchen I can check out then. Why can't I move? Do kind of make this a little bit of a mistake to play in the virtual cabin. Stuntman Steve Daskowitz played the burlap-hooded Jason. The sack would flap during takes, obscuring Daskowitz's vision. So the crew used double-sided tape around his eye to keep the hood in place. Good to know. I apologize, this isn't very interesting. While arming himself for his fight with Jason, Tommy Jarvis purchases 3 books in part 6, Jason Lives. 30 Years Among Dead, The Dead Are Alive, and a Manual of Occultism. Written by Dr. Walter Gorn. Old under the nom de plume. What? By Dr. Walter Gorn, Old Under the Non-Bloom. Cepharial. That's a mouthful. Cepharial. Each volume helpfully offers the reader a look into the stories, theory, and practice behind the supernatural and the occult. Okay, then. No, you can't pick it up. Okay, good. Cool. It's fine. What is about phone? Something about the telephone. We gotta go back to the kitchen first, though. Where was it? Where was that one room? I'm gonna go back to that room with the tent really quick. Oh, it was upstairs, right? Yeah. This is just stupid, but like I don't know how to get out of the thing if I wanted to. Yeah. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna take off my headphones to do so. Guess what? Spiders don't scare me. Me, but I don't like the loud sting. Toy Spider. Shivar Ross played the character of Reggie, a prankster and one of the heroes of Part 5. In Reggie's introduction, he startles the troubled Tommy Jarvis with the rubber spider before professing that where I come from, you learn to be scared of nothing. Reggie will make good on his boast. In the third act, the killer is about to catch Pam when Reggie runs him over with a tractor. Yeah, I remember that. Thanks. Great. Get up now? Awesome, I can get up now. Okay, good. Maybe I guess it's not that. 3D glasses, maybe? Okay. Move back over to the kitchen. Coming soon. I don't know. I don't know if you can. I think you exit probably from the computer. That's all this episode has been about, is me looking for Jason. Is me looking at the virtual cabin, so like. Fan favorite fourth wall breaking gravedigger Martin. is bayoneted with a broken bottle of booze. His death, however, was not always written that way. Writer-director Tom McLaughlin originally wrote an epilogue to the movie where Martin encounters Jason's evil father, Elias, at the cemetery. What? Ultimately, the ending was scrapped. Producers felt that it would split the attention of the franchise. Evil father, Elias. When did you establish Jason even had an evil father? Okay. Okay. There's a rotary phone out here. I'm gonna go check that out. Five, 555. One, two, three, four. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0. Okay. Close. Hold on. I'm gonna copy the number down. I know that may be a little annoying, just mute it if you want to. 1. For God's sakes, phone. 1, 5, 5, 5, 3. Okay. 1. 5, 5, 5. 3, 4. 2, 9. 2, 2, 7, 7. 2. Okay, I messed something up. Okay, let me just watch this for a second. 1. I don't need this anymore, but so I can write on it. Honestly. If there wasn't anyone to write on it, of course there's not. Write on this. Okay, so 1. 1. 1. 5. 5. 'Let me just take her off that for a second. I'm trying to do this. I apologize, this is really boring. 1, 5, 5, 5. Okay, 1, 5, 5, 5. There's a 3. 3. 5. 5. 5. 3. 4. 2. 9. 2. 7, 7. 9, 2, 7. What's the last number? 7. Okay. One. 5, right? There we go.
Who is this? Where is my boy?
That was... That was interesting. Okay, that was interesting.
Who is this? Where is my boy?
That's where the labels go. Huh? Okay. That was interesting though. I don't have the other patch and I have no idea where it is. Oh wait. In the room with the Crystal Lake sign is the yo-yo. Okay. Actually. Oh, it's not that one. No, I don't think it's this one. That's the bathroom. It's the upstairs one. What's in here? Every time. What the hell am I gonna do with the freaking mask? Yo-yo. What goes in this one? Okay. The room in the kitchen goes over it. There's the red cap. And then we get the badge. Apparently. Did I do that? I still have the red cap, right? No, I don't. It's already in the kitchen. Pretty sure. Okay, I know how to complete the virtual cabin. I just need to figure out where everything goes. Bandana, where do you go? Red bandana probably goes to the bathroom. Probably. Try. Weird. So that's where the yo-yo goes. Yo-yo in here. Enslaved female nudity. In the 9th installment, Final Friday, Adam Marcus subverted the expectation by including male nudity in roughly equal measure, including a scene which has been described by many as the homoerotic shaving scene. Gotcha. Jenny. How is it I don't have it? Did I miss something?
probably already know, today was the release of the Virtual Cabin 2.0 for Friday the 13th game. Once you download the new update, you're going to see a category that says Offline Play, and from there, you click on Virtual Cabin. This video is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to complete the Virtual Cabin. If you enjoyed, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first step is to head over to the computer and select Check for Updates. When you do that, it's going to ask you for a password, and the password is Mother. Once you enter the password successfully, it's going to let you access a bunch of features in the Virtual Cabin. It's going to open up a room, and it's going to allow you to crouch and use your backpack. Now, while I was at it, I also went to the counselor database, found this counselor's bio, and entered the password 131313, and I got a secret message. I have no idea if this contributes to solving the Virtual Cabin, but I found this counselor's bio and entered.
Hold on. I'm gonna go to the computer for a second. Apparently there's something to do there. I don't know if you guys can hear the video, but...
Password 131313, and I got a secret message. I have no idea if this contributes to solving the Virtual Cabin, but I just did it while I was at it. You might not have to do this to complete the Virtual Cabin, but it's good to know. I also went ahead to this counselor's bio and entered the password, which was !6 times in a row. I entered the password and got another secret message. Again, I'm not sure if this contributes to solving the Virtual Cabin, but I just wanted to let you guys know. So after you do that, you're going to want to collect all of Jason's masks around the Virtual Cabin. Specifically, the Part 3 mask, the Part 7 mask, and the Part 9 mask. Once you collect all the masks, you're going to want to order them in which the movies they came out in. So the Part 3 mask is all the way to the left, and the Part 9 mask is all the way to the right. Now once you order all the masks, you're going to want to remove the Part 5 Jason mask, because spoiler, it wasn't Jason. Once you remove it, you should finally be able to collect your 1 out of 4 patches. Now the next step is pretty simple. You're going to want to grab these 3 figures and head over to the Voorhees house diorama. You're going to have to set them up like how I have them right now, with Part 9 Jason in the middle, Steven on the right, and Jessica on the left. The next thing you want to do is to head over to the bathroom and grab the Chris figurine. Then you're going to want to head over to the farmhouse diorama, place Ollie on the way left, Part 3 Jason in the middle, and Chris on the way right. Then you should be able to unlock your next patch. The next step is to head over to the room with the red door in the center and place a bandana under the...
Okay. The door in the center is the bandana. Do I still have the bandana on my thing? I do. What am I doing? Red door's at the freaking downstairs. The door's downstairs. Would you freaking go? Thanks for scaring the ever-living daylights out of me, game.
Of the pair.
If you guys can hear
If you
us,
don't
I
remember
apologize.
where the red bandana is, it's in the bathroom. The next step is to go to the room near the kitchen and place down the blue baseball cap. You're going to want to place it underneath the frame of the 4 birds chirping. If you don't remember where the blue baseball cap is located, it's located in the front entrance of the virtual cabin. The next thing you want to do is to head over to the child's room and place down the cop badge underneath the frame of the...
Child's room is upstairs. Wrong way. Cop badge goes in the child's room. I'm a freaking idiot. Look at that! And I don't need that anymore because now I get to end the freaking chapter. Well, yeah, I can get rid of that. I get to end the chapter now. Then I get to go leave. Cool. So I can leave now. For what's coming next, I'm just gonna go ahead and take off my headphones so there won't be commentary for the next few minutes. I apologize. Okay, let's go. Dun, dun. Okay, there'll be commentary until I go into the room. Actually, I'm gonna launch as. I'll play along here.
The two bluebirds. You can find the cop badge in the room where the red door is in the center. Last but not least, place the blue yo-yo in the weapons room. The blue yo-yo is located in the child's room in the closet. Once you place it down, you get your second to last patch. Now comes the last step, which is probably the most time consuming. Now, I'm going to list off 6 phone numbers. You might just have to call Pamela, I'm not too sure about that. I called all of the numbers numerous times until the phone line went dead. It's sort of time consuming, so dial Pamela first, and if it doesn't work, then just call the other numbers. When you call Pamela, this is what you should hear.
Who is this? Where is my boy?
Yeah, I got that.
Then you finally receive your final patch. But before you do anything else, go back to the computer, go to change date, and enter June 13th, 1979. You should hear a telephone ring if you've done it correctly. Now go over to the kitchen, place all of your patches on the board, and you should see the secret compartment open.
I'm not gonna do the date thing, changing thing. I'm just gonna put the. Okay, you're not gonna hear commentary for the next few minutes.
When you enter, it leads to a hallway of Jason's. You also get a secret message from the developers themselves.
Congratulations on completing the virtual cabin. In the future, we might update the space to reveal what's behind those two curtains. But for now, we just want to say thank you for playing and invite you to stay along.
This room is basically for you to explore and learn more about the Jasons. So now it's finally time for you to answer that telephone that's been ringing this.
Congratulations on completing the virtual cabin. In the future, we might update the space to reveal what's behind those two curtains. But for now, we just want to say thank you for playing and invite you to stay as long as you would like.
Okay, phone, I'm coming. Alright, I'm gonna go answer the phone and then you will not see me for the rest of the game.
You can bring him back, you know. There's always a way.
And that was it. That was the virtual cabin. Wow. That kind of freaked me out. Not gonna lie, that freaked me out. I hope you guys enjoyed the virtual cabin episode. Yeah. Oh, that was hell. I hope you guys enjoyed the virtual cabin exploration. I did not. I personally didn't. I did not enjoy that at all. Actually, I was freaked out for the most of it. I took off my headphones. I took off my headset more than once. When the spider showed up, I took my headset off of that. The snake showed up, I took my headset off because the jump scares are really loud, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Probably never gonna do the virtual cabin again. I know. Comment in this video if you want me to do the offline play versus like the what's it called? Offline bots. Comment down below if you want me to do that, and I will. So there you go. If you want me to, if I get enough comments, let's go. If I get at least 2 comments in my video to do the offline bots, then I'll do it. Okay? Sounds good? Alright. If I get 2 comments in the video, see you guys. I'll do a video with me doing the offline bots, and I will fail miserably. Even though they're offline. Anyway. Enjoy, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this video. What was that? I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.